Yo, is this thing on? Happy Monday. Today is May 18th, 2020, and today is daily vlog number 10. Isn't this awesome, guys? Hope you are all having a beautiful day. Let's just get to today's topic, and it's Monday. I'm still chilling in my hoodie. I think I'm going to go I was gonna say I'm gonna go spinning right now because I have a little bike at home with me. I'll show you at the end. But today I wanted to talk to you about being radically open-minded. Now, what does that mean? That comes from the Principles book by Ray Dalio. Oh my God, let me go bring it to you guys. I promise I'm coming back. I really should edit this out, but too bad. All right, let me show you it. This book is absolutely incredible. Principles by Ray Dalio. He goes over principles that have impacted his life and principles that have impacted his work. He's like so the really interesting thing about even choosing this book is that last year I was doing a deep dive on reading, and this year I'm doing more content creation. But anyways, last year I did a ton of reading, the year before that too. And at one point I stopped gravitating towards books I like. I like books about India. I like books about adventure. I like just fun books that are page turners, right? But at one point I said, Damaris, you gotta start reading books that are different, and you gotta start learning about different things, and you have to go and grab the book that you're not necessarily gonna find entertaining and see how it goes. So I got this book. The first chapter was about commodities and finance, things I'm not interested in, but I'm so glad I worked through it because I learned so much from this book, and I'm still reading it. I still got a tiny bit left, if you can see. Back to talking about being radically open-minded. It's so important to be open-minded, and to a radical point. What does that mean? That means being endlessly curious. So, given the current state of our country, left versus right? We just seem to be get more separated every single day. And now with the whole coronavirus situation, we're getting even more separated, like the camps who think it's a hoax versus all of us who are like afraid of like reopening and like what that means in terms of testing. What's only happening though is that we are understanding each other less and less, and we're only hanging out with people we want to, and we're only receiving social media content of the people that we want to see. Fine, right? That just happens. That's what happens with the algorithm. The algorithm kind of predicts what you're gonna like, and it doesn't allow for exploration of new ideas as the chronological feed used to. Like, it's hard to find a new YouTuber, right? But anyways, back to the point about being radically open-minded. When I come across something or someone that I don't agree with, old me, before reading that book, would have said, you know what? I'm just ending this conversation. There's no point to even like talk about it. But new me says, hey, why do you think that? Why are you sharing this with me? Where did you learn this information from? And so I watch it. An example of this is I watched a YouTube video. Well, it wasn't even on YouTube. It was that pandemic video, right? Pandemic video. People were talking about it. People were clearly affected by it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance, and I'm going to watch it. I want to be educated. I want to be informed. Even though deep down I knew I fully disagreed with any of the points that would have been brought up, I said, okay, you know what? Forget that for these few moments and watch that video. See what people are talking about. Then you have something that you can learn from it, right? And so what if my mind gets changed, right? That if my mind does get changed, that means that my original values and original ideas and morals weren't as sound as I thought they were. So I watched that video, and I was really listening to it for a while, open-minded AF, and I reached the last 3 minutes where they started talking about not wearing masks, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. But I made it through the whole 20 minutes of it, and that just goes to show how important it is to be radically open-minded, because once I finally got through the whole video, I realized, wait a minute, my beliefs and science is just such a strong foundation about everything that it was unshakable. And one of my favorite thinkers, Yuval Noah Harari, who wrote Sapiens, recently was interviewed for someone's podcast, and he said, look at the power of science. All religions, you know, Hinduism, Judaism, Islam, Catholicism, every single religion stopped congregating. All of their leaders said, we are not going to have any like holy services together until this virus goes away. So at the end of the day, all religions agreed that science knows what it's talking about. And I think a lot of that comes just from being radically open-minded. Another example about someone being radically open-minded is in terms of Instagram. I'll often get like advice, and back in the day, early on, I used to like ignore the advice, but now I'm like, oh, that advice, it doesn't matter who it comes from. Why do they believe this? Why did they talk to me about this? Why did they reach out and say to do something this way versus the other way? The example I was gonna say is, I wasn't sure if I had enough time. The example I was gonna say is that I like to put my Instagram captions in the comments section. And I had someone tell me, oh, never put it in the comments section. You should put it within your caption, the hashtags. And then I, at first was like, my initial first reaction was like, okay, I'm never gonna do that because it's ugly, it's not aesthetic. But instead of writing that, I deleted it. I deleted that message and I wrote, wait, why would I put my hashtags within my caption? And then the person replied back, it's really up to you, but you gain 0.1 seconds in the algorithm if you post it as soon as your whole post gets shared. So for bigger hashtags that have like 1 million results, it's going to help you. And then I learned something new because then I Googled it and I decided to look at it. And yes, it's a theory, but sometimes it's beneficial. So if I have an Instagram that I don't really want to use that many hashtags and I just want to use like 1 or 2, I'll put that within the caption. But it's still my choice to put it in comments. But I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't open about it. If I would have ended the conversation with just saying, I'm never doing that, that wouldn't have allowed me to learn anything. So, you know, being curious also absolutely applies to anything within your field, especially in optometry. If you're in a lecture, in a continuing education course, you know, raise your hand up and ask that question. Just ask it, be curious about it, 100% guarantee that someone else is also curious about it too. And if you don't agree with something the lecturer said, ask them too. Ask them, why did you say that? And then you'll learn something new. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful and I'm off to spin right now. Do you want to see my bike? So let's go over here. Look at it. She's a beauty. Can you even see? I don't know how to, I wish I could flip in that. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.